I searched Google the other day and I asked, what does it mean to have a moment of silence? To have all breaths held for you? What does it mean to be celebrated and appreciated? And how do we determine if that moment is long enough for us? Let's have a moment of silence. Okay, that's enough. You had your time to shine. Now get up off your knees during my anthem that serves you no justice. Salute to my flag and to my racial slurs. Remember that the only thing you're worthy of is 28 days. Okay, that's enough. Your moment is over. It's done. It's the season finale of your favorite fictional TV show. It's the way everyone wants to be for a C. To inject melanin to be the main subject that we read. To have pucker lips and use black soap. But when the sirens come on, your moment is over. It's done. It's a time when a black girl's reciting live for Joe Biden. When we have a Howard alumni as VP. When the whole Atlanta works together to control the Senate. When the Capitol rioters are beginning to fall one by one. And we are no longer afraid to leave our homework, be in it alone, to run, to jump, to drive, to live, to do what we do, but times it by two, to no longer have to be the first black representative in this space. To no longer be subject to the classics. Hey, little black girl, how do you pronounce her name again? Is your favorite rapper Nicki Minaj? Was that you on BET last night? Are you related to Al Sharpton? Al Sharpton doesn't know my name. He doesn't know I exist. And do I look like a little black girl? Even if I am, it doesn't define me. I am loved. I am worthy. And I'm so tired of having to say this. It's for us, by us. So could we please have a moment of silence for us?
Little black girl. Hey, little black girl, is it okay if I call you that? I mean, that's what you are, right? You're the one who made that one hairstyle go from looking ghetto to trendy. You're the glue to society, the world's most slept on. A beautiful dancer, a beautiful lover. All those sleepless nights you went through will someday pay off, if not already. Hey, little black girl, it's okay to love your hair even when it's not a trend. It's okay to have an accent whether you pronounce every word proper or use it slang. See, either way, they'll see us as an angry black woman, as unable to be vulnerable, as more masculine. But when the lights come down and society needs a backbone, guess who they turn to? Guess who's always there no matter what happens? Hey, little black girl, did they say you were left in the oven for too long too? Did they repeatedly compare you to darker objects, like the TV screen turned off? Or better yet, when the teacher turned off the lights, did they pretend to look for you too? Did they constantly choose the lighter girls over you for a role you practiced for day in and day out that you so utterly deserved? Or when they chose you, did they try to change you? I will not be changed. I will not be last. I refuse to be defined by the color of my skin because I'm so much more than that. I am vibrant. And if you can't see me as more than a little black girl, then you don't deserve to see who I really am. So instead, let's try Hey Black Queen, because I'm so much more than what you think you can describe me as.
To be melanated is to be cautious. To keep our hands in sight at all times. To be careful of the way we dress so we don't look suspicious. To give no reason for the police to look our way. To act as though we're invisible in the eye of the public. To watch the news and hope that the victim isn't someone we knew. To be forced to know what not to do when cops pull us over. To be melanated is to be knowledgeable. To know that it isn't all bad. To know that our culture is building their way out of the stereotypes. To know that we aren't all the same. To know that though they judge us, there is envy. To know that we don't have to spend money to look like us. To know that all black is beautiful no matter the preference. To know that our lives are how we make them. To be melanated is to be curious. To grow up wondering why our hair looks different from theirs. To grow up wondering why our favorite characters look nothing like us. To wonder why our ancestors' voices are being muted. To wonder why their stories are being hidden. To wonder why we aren't learning half as much about our history as we should. To wonder why all of our arguments are automatically met with a rebuttal. Why they can't seem to listen. And why are they mad at our melanated skin? To be melanated is to know that life
isn't easy for anyone, but to understand that we all have unique paths and we control our lives, not them.
I am Black. Please don't ask if I know your uncles, sisters, cousins, best friends, neighbor. Just because you're Black doesn't mean we know each other, and you having Black friends doesn't make you one of us. I am Black. They said it's just a hairstyle. Box braids to boxer braids. I just think it's funny. On me it's ghetto, but on them it's a trend. I just don't understand how you want to act like us, be like us, but never want to see like us. We're not blind to what has happened. We're not blind to what is happening to our people. You might not understand. Let me translate. We see oppression, unfairness, injustice, racism. Most of all, we see victims. But you see minorities savaging as we protest. You still don't know the reason why we do this. You see the guy in blue always trying to defend ourselves because in your eyes we're always existing. The guy in blue is always the victim, but us as Black is either shot or killed. What do you not see? The only problem I know is that you're walking around with your eyes closed. Let me let you know your privilege is much higher than mine. I know it's hard to believe, but please open your eyes and see who we see.
On evaluating law and order, or what we think that is. Anyways, after a long day at work, you're being detained for nothing smaller than a broken light. Will you sit there and run? Or will you choose to fight this ticket on your dash? Weapon pointed on hand and at a flash, you have to make a decision that determines whether you're gonna see your family again. And, wait, we're talking about law and order. Sandra Bland, Elijah McClain. I don't have a weapon, sir. All you asked for was my name. I'm holding my breath just so I don't breathe wrong, make no mistake. I just wanna get home to my family, please. Give me a break. Michael Brown, Alton Sterling. My breath is loud enough to silence the courtroom. It is quiet enough to hear every whisper and tear, but just the right amount of noise to silence the fear that I feel when the judge determines where I will be in 5 years. Oh, my brothers, my uncles, my father, my future son. We have so much more life to live that we deserve. Is that too much to ask for? As much as I want to celebrate, we have to remember their names. Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Philando Castile, Tamir Rice, Dante Parker, Azil Ford, and so many other people who should have been here celebrating this Black History Month. Will we stop it in the midst of all this shame? Or will the slightest color on my skin make me another one of these 11 names? In a criminal justice system, where blue on Black crimes are considered especially heinous, after all, the dedicated detectives who will investigate these vicious felonies sadly only work for the white man. Forget the proof, the pictures, the videos. According to them, there was no story.
I matter because of my race. The world takes one look at my face and says, yeah, I don't think he's a candidate to take the space. Did you catch that? Now, originally, I meant it figuratively, but you can take a look at it, you can take it literally. Just because of my race, they go so far as to question my literacy. But is there any real legitimacy to the latter, or do they fear me because I matter? I matter because I consider myself a middle class outclass, because I thought that middle class was supposed to live comfortably. So how come we can't afford to pay for Comcast? How come teachers don't qualify for free lunch when we all know teachers don't make a bunch? How come middle class has to last paycheck to paycheck? If that's middle class, what is lower class? Do the two even contrast? And then you expect to get a job or you be paying with dollar tips and really be middle. Oops, I meant lower class. But if you don't want to pay with dollar tips, then you expect to get a scholarship or go into debt. The cycle continues. I won't let that cycle continue. I'm getting rid of all of it when I show why I matter. I matter because I'm a student with equal opportunities. When I Google search history, says that North Georgia schools are offered internships in high school. That's news to me. We haven't had a robotics team since 2016. You're telling me that engineering colleges look for these things? I guess I have to show what I bring when I prove to them why I matter. Yeah, I matter, I matter, I matter. There are injustices in our system, and we bring it to them, they go, oh, that's tough, or even worse, they think that it's all a bluff. But none of that even matters when I show why I matter. They try to leave our spirit broken and shattered, but I'm ready to show them why we matter. Yeah, When I'm sitting on top of my alma mater, I'll be yelling, "Thank you, mama," when I serve them on a golden platter, when I write it out in Calibri. Can't you see? I-M-A-T-T-E-R. I matter.
Every word is an explanation, has a definition, a feeling, an expression, fragmentation, tied to an experience. But there are those very special moments where words simply fall out of the equation. There are no words to compare to this feeling, to this event, to that experience. So unless you'd have been there, you never get it.
So don't congratulate me, because I didn't have a choice to break barriers, to carry sounds no one has ever heard of, to be original, to live, just to breathe, in a hate-infested hole, created to do nothing more, to simply destroy this life that I did not choose. But just by being this color, I've got nothing else to lose. You see, I have this anger in me. Much anger, pain, and distraught. These are the words that I was taught. Just a reminiscent talk can make the blood vessels of our ancestors pop. Burn me like a cow and leave my heart heavy. We stepped up, we've been stripped down, but look, we're still standing, loving ourselves unconditionally. When the world continues to hate us, we walk with dignity, conceived in a hell of jealousy. I can feel there is no place for me. For in the eyes of the minority, you are absolutely nothing, B. You're a disgrace, a mistake. But I guess we can use you, Nick. Because you don't belong in this place. You're nothing, man. Your existence is irrelevant. Because you do nothing. But look at everything, right? But I mean, at the same time, things are changing, you know, from being barbecued, we're on display, human zoos, match of torture-filled flames. Remember what I was talking about with those speechless moments earlier? Unless you were there, you wouldn't get it, bruh. And just because there's movement doesn't mean there's change. We call that an illusion. Hate doesn't die, it only evolves. So for black people to persevere through it all, to bury your body till his head falls off, no human decency in a body, no remorse for a soul. We're not museums. No, we don't want to be intimate. And while I'm saying it, girl, no, don't touch me. Y'all had enough of that. Leave my people be. To build a house with no supplies, knowing that if you asked, you would have received the key. Pain, tears, and sorrows, losing your brothers, your sisters, and even your fathers. Yet you still have the courage to go harder. What can I do to you, bruh? You keep rising, you keep falling. I try to knock you down, but you keep crawling. Stay down, don't get up. When you know you're a person, but you're being fed like a dog, being mauled with spit rocks, being smashed like Hong Kong. Try to protect yourself, and the next night, man, you're gone. Being taunted with like a monkey and played with like a dog, yet we still persevere through it all. To smile each day, to even sing hymns and songs. Man, I ain't never seen somebody brush off the dirt so smooth. To be optimistic in the valley of death, oh my gosh, to be stuck in hell and to still think heavenly thoughts, man, y'all must have forgot. So when black people speak, just don't talk. You might just learn something. We came from the ground up, and no, we ain't stopping there.